Hey everybody, welcome back. Today we're going to do the Silencer Annual issue number 1 by DC Comics. Yeah, this is also the only annual, and it's normally I would go with the regular series, but I think maybe I should review the annual. That's a nice breaking up the pace from what's happened in the regular Silencer series that I'm come back later. So let's dive right in because we are going for a ride to Gotham City, by the way. Anyway, so we start here somewhere in Charleston, South Carolina, and we see the family of the Silencer. And then her husband comes to her while she's doing the dishes, and she says, "Hey, I was telling Ben, which is her son, what Gotham was like when I was growing up there. He didn't know his daddy was from Gotham. He had so many questions. How come we never go to Gotham anymore?" And then we see her face. And then we see this gorgeous looking shot with the Batman and Silencer. And it's been made by Jack Herbert, who is the artist. I have a lot of things to say about that, by the way. And Dan Abnett, who is the writer, hi-fi art and colors. I want to say something, but let's skip that for now. So she's going back with her thoughts to to the beginning, because Talia here is deflecting from her father, Raja Ghul, and the League of Assassins, and there's a group of people here that wants to offer her services because she is building a new empire. But then she says, "You stink of the League of Assassins. I already have the only one that I need from that." And then there's a silence bubble creating by Silencer, who's standing in a corner. And then we see this gorgeous looking shot about her taking them out, but not killing them, which I find it surprisingly, because it seems that Raja Ghul wants to stop Talia from everything, because it seems that she says, "It's clear that my father will never permit my ambitions. He seeks to eliminate all threats to himself and the League, including his disloyal daughter, her schemes, everything she holds dear." And then she is sending Silencer on a mission or an errand. I also love the way that she is standing there. I mean, look at that. This art looks so cool. Small little details. She's standing very fierce, very strong, independent, confident. Like a true leader, and looks really cool. So, and I must say, coming back to the art, it's spectacular. I can't stress that enough through this comic, and I'm gonna talk about it a lot. I have read this comic now 3 times. Just to soak up all of it, all the small little details, that's in the book. And as you know, backgrounds for me is very important. And this book blew me away with all of the details that's in here. And yeah, that's a testament for how great the art is and what the artist has done. So she is sitting there waiting for Talia to contact her. And again, look at this, sitting here. Drinking wine, in power, and Silencer, as a good little quote-unquote slave or soldier or whatever she is, waiting. And then we have the beautiful lighting and shading. Also here, when she looks outside, it's just stunning. And look at the face of Talia, how good that looks. She's gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. Damn. What's this? Dude, fuck you, Tom King. You ruined it. Anyway, so I don't want to show you too much, although I'm going to show you a lot. So Silencer stalking jumping through the rooftops, and then she asks Talia, she says, this errand, it's personal, isn't it? And she says, "Well, yeah. You told me you were once that you were in love with him. Is that still true? Does that have to do anything with this errand?" And she says, I am the daughter of the demon. I have no time for bonds of love and family, except for you, my dearest child. But you have no use for love and family either. Um, so at this point, I realized this is all way back in the past, before she was married, before she had a son, before she has, any connections. And the whole theme here of this book is family, bonds, blood, connections. And we see a lot of that more in this book. And again, look at these freaking cool backgrounds. Skipping the dam. Is this good, by the way? Leave me a comment if you read this book. I'm very curious because it looks really cool. Moving on. So she hears some screaming. This family is getting robbed and maybe killed. And Talia says, ignore it. Gotham is filled with screams night and day. Do not get distracted. Made me chuckle. And then, Talia is droning on about that she shouldn't be interfering. And she uses her silence bubble. And then, God, so good. We see Talia raging. Silencer, answer me. You dare you turn your zone of silence on me? Very defiant. And then she kills them, slices their throats, and shoots them in the face. Very visceral, nice. And then she stands there, and the family is still scared, and she doesn't get why they are still scared. I mean, it was because of her. And then we see the shadow, and none other than, of course, the detective. I'm saying the detective because the word Batman has not been once uttered in this comic. And I like that because Ra's al Ghul, the enemy of Batman, always calls him the detective. And Talia does that also too. And even now, the Silencer calls him the detective. Small little details, really like that. So they have in a fight and they are, looks great. So Silencer kicks him into the car, and I must say the impact here. Look at this. So the car lifts a little bit up. The impact, you almost feel the weight of the impact, and all the glass is shattering. Also, we see the glass here on Batman as well. Great detail, great backgrounds. I'm gonna stress that a lot. So Silencer flying over the rooftops, trying to escape, but then she is being, halted because Batman is here with a very big cape on the Batmobile, and she uses the, turn off the force bubble. No, not force bubble. Why am I saying force bubble? It's the bubble of silence. Yes, that's it. And then Batman says, "You're from the League of Assassins. Why did they send you?" And Talia says, "Tell him nothing, Silencer." She says, "I like your car, remote control." And but then Talia says, "Keep my project safe while it's being born. That is why I took you in. Think of it as your family. Nothing is more important than that. Do you understand, Honor? I am your blood now." Honor, that's the real name of Silencer. And she says, "I know nothing." Then Batman says something strange that I think it's not really fitting, but on the other hand it is. He says, "They indoctrinated you. What were you before this? Where is your real family?" And I have a little bit of a problem with that because normally when Batman confronts somebody, he wants to know who or she is and where they come from, what the mission is, are they a threat? But he immediately speaks about family. That's not really the first thing Batman is gonna say, I guess. But in the trend of the story, I think it's fitting because he's talk about indoctrination and that she's from the League of Assassins. So maybe it fits. Not entirely sure, but it puzzled me a little bit. And then out of freaking nowhere, this guy comes and smashes and crushes and rips the Batmobile in freaking half. And this guy is called the Reaper. So it seems that the Reaper wants to kill Batman because Talia explains that. I want to show you too much, but I'm going to do it anyway. Talia explains that Raja Ghul wants to take everything away from her that she holds dear, including the detective. He is on his kill list. She said, "Do you send me here to protect him? He is part of my legacy. He has always been. He always has been. So this detective is family to you." Yeah, duh. He will be in ways he is unaware of. You are both parts of my dream. When I first read this comic for the first time, I didn't get it. And I didn't stand still what she is being saying and right now here. So now that I've read it for the second and third time, I think she is implying here that she has been pregnant with Damian. I guess. I mean, it must have been, right? So moving on a little bit. And so Talia says, for the purposes of this mission, consider him family. Show him the same devotion you should show me. And Batman's getting his ass kicked here. And you see him also struggling. And as you can see here, he's having a very hard time defending himself from this character. And I mean, look at this. He's almost Hulk level. I mean, so muscled, so big. Looks stunning. Then also I love this angle, this composition, that the Reaper picks him up and smash him and crush him into the wall. And we see the pain in his face. And, even the Silencer cannot do much about him, about that. And it seems that the detective is done for. But then she's doing this. She says, might I borrow this? Because it's a fucking long sword. And then she attacks him, chops his head off. So he's dead instantly. Also love the fact that he still has the bat thingies. How do they call bat? I'm forgetting how these things are called. Dude, my brain. Great stuff. So she says, the work is done. And Batman says, I won't leave you. You're now in condition to prevent me. You'll be surprised. I love that because I love Batman. He's so cool. And he says, I was sent to protect you. And he immediately links it to Talia. And she says, I don't need protection. Tell her whatever she's doing, I will find her and stop her. And he also tries to reach out to Silencer for, this doesn't have to be your life. Understand what you are. You must have a family. And then she is zoning out, and then she is disappearing. Meanwhile, then her Silencer in her, how do you say, civilian clothes, wanders the streets, thinking about what Batman has said about family, and wonders what it means to have one. And then again, gorgeous art. Look at this. So Talia contacts her, and she says, "It felt strange." And Talia says, "I know you don't understand these connections, close and personal relationships, but you respond to their absence. You don't remember your mother and father, do you?" She says, "You're my family, Talia, since the day we've met." And then we see her, talking to this guy that when I read this for the first time at the end, I made a connection. Well, wait a minute, this is her husband, her future husband. And so they're saying goodbye, and he's trying to flirt with her. I like that. He says, "Maybe I will hear from you again?" And she says, "I doubt that, but I mean, look at this smile and the way she touches her face with her hands. She is, she's feeling it. Again, gorgeous art. Beautiful looking colors, by the way, also from Hi-Fi. And then, we have a nice little chat and scene with her and the family, and she's really happy. But she also says here that she is, Talia taught me too well. She raised me to protect my own. And when she comes for me, she will pay the price for that lesson. And then we have a very nice ending. This is a great book. I really love the whole connection, family, and bonds thing. The art is stunning. I cannot stress that enough. It's a little bit too on the nose when it comes to the whole family and bonds thing and blood, you know. But it's nice little package. But also, I forget to mention it. I think. Let me say. Just give me a second. Oh yeah, over here. That she's coming back, and that she is. Why don't you want to protect him to protect it, Talia? His goals are in direct opposition to yours. You must always protect your family, and I'm creating my own family in Leviathan. So basically, we see here the birth of her own group Leviathan. So that's a nice little bit of origin. And she also says that that the Batman or the detective is very special to her, and in more ways than another. And she says, when he dies, he will die by my hands. No one else's touches him. Yeah, great stuff. Although I'm very curious if Batman couldn't stop that, you know, the Reaper on his own. I think they deliberately, you know, make him quote unquote weaker so that Silencer get the save. So it fits. We are really in you know, protecting and family stuff. But overall, yeah, great book. I think the art is worth the price of admission alone, and the whole, you know, origin of Leviathan, the family aspect that she is, you know, connecting with her, reconnecting with her own family, because that wasn't the case for a very long time. Falling in love with her future husband, and yeah, the whole Talia thing, maybe pregnant with Damian or not. Really cool stuff. There's a lot of layers in here. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Hope you liked the video. I see you next time. Have a great day. Bye-bye.